Special thanks to Patreon supporter The Graham Pope for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Sikorsky VH-3D Sea King, also known by the call sign of Marine 1. Marine 1 is the call sign of any United States Marine Corps aircraft carrying the President of the United States. It usually denotes a helicopter operated by the Marine Helicopter Squadron 1, or HMX-1, Nighthawks, consisting of either the large Sikorsky VH-3D Sea King or the newer, smaller VH-60N Whitehawk. Both helicopters are called White Tops because of their liveries, and any Marine Corps aircraft carrying the Vice President without the President has the call sign of Marine 2. So yeah, Marine 1 here, a very cool aircraft. We just did the tutorial for the VH-60N, which can be found on the channel, so you'll now have both helicopter designs that are used for presidential transports for the United States President. So really cool two aircraft here, and this helicopter, obviously no exception to it. Sea King here, nice helicopter, and I think this is probably the more iconic one out of all of the presidential transport helicopters. At least for me, when I think of presidential helicopters or anything like that, this is the first helicopter that really pops into mind. But yeah, really nice aircraft, and going to make a really nice tutorial for any of your worlds. Before we go ahead and move into the tutorial, however, I want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter The Grand Pope for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel where you guys already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is linked down in the video descriptions, where you can go ahead and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so earn a vehicle request you're choosing depending on which tier you sub to. It really helps support the work I do on my channel and is obviously very much appreciated, so definitely feel free to check it out. Again, link is always in my video description. So with that, let's go ahead and kind of dive into taking a look here at the helicopter. We have both the landed and in-flight versions. So the in-flight version, as you can see here, pretty simplistic design overall. Obviously we have the iconic color scheme here, which is mainly green with that white stripe that goes through about the middle of the fuselage. And then obviously the whole top here of the actual kind of fuselage here, and then the spine leading to the tail rotor is kind of all white tipped as well, going with the iconic white White Tops calls or nickname for these types of aircraft. So overall, really cool design here. All the details, all the extra little instruments and stuff like that this aircraft does have, as it is a special presidential transport aircraft. It is upgraded with a few extra defense measures and stuff like that. But yeah, we have the doors here for obviously loading or for the president to board, and the cockpit, all the various little details, little American flag located there on the side, and the exhaust area, and pretty much everything that leads back here to the tail rotor. So pretty simple aircraft overall, I think, but a really cool one to add in for your worlds and all that stuff. We've also done a few tutorials here for some presidential convoy vehicles, so putting these together with some of those vehicles to make a cool little scene will definitely be a cool thing to do. So definitely feel free to check those out as well. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so going ahead and move into our first layers here. We'll be going ahead and begin with layer number 2. Now we're starting with layer 2 because it gives a better kind of base of what the aircraft is actually going to kind of look like, and gives us a good size and all that stuff. And layer 1 is just going to basically be adding details onto the bottom of it. But for us to go ahead and get started here, the first thing we're going to be doing is we want to go ahead and clarify how to make this landed. Now if you're completely new to my tutorials, the way I like to structure these tutorials is basically we're going to be building the aircraft in flight, and then we're going to be going ahead and doing a modification to show you guys how to make it landed. That will include the weighted rotors and also the extended front landing gear. Now, to make sure that this is correct, this layer number 2 here, is going to be built a total of 1 block up from the ground level. So you can see here, the ground being the ground level, obviously, and then we have 1 block of space between this and the start of this layer. Very important, because obviously if it's 1 block off, it's not going to sit properly. But if you're building this in the air, then this really does not matter too much, as you can build it however you want, as long as it fits within your height limit. So that's very important to make sure we consider, and make sure you're good to go on that front. Once we have that all clarified and we're confident we're good to go on that, we can go ahead and get started. Now also, with my tutorials for these aircraft, I like to do them half on, half off. What this means is we'll be building the entire center line of the aircraft and then building the right side. And that'll be up to you guys to take what we do on the right side and flip it over to the left side. There are some differences in the both sides with this aircraft, and we will talk about those once we kind of get to those points, but for the most part, this aircraft can be completely symmetrical for the main structural features. So just take that into account when we're building this. Anyways, the first thing we want to do here to go ahead and get started is we're going to place down a dark oak with top slab. After that top slab, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 green terracotta blocks back, followed by a blue concrete block, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green terracotta blocks back again, and then a mossy cobblestone wall there on the very end. Going back up to the front, to the side of the slab, we're going to place down our dark oak with top slab like so. Going back from it, we're going to go and take our green terracotta, and we're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. I'm going to go and double check my count here to make sure everything is correct, and we do have 17 blocks in total green terracotta. We're going to go and place down 2 more mossy cobblestone walls here on the end. Going back up to the front, we're going to go to this green terracotta block. We're going to place down 8 dark oak with top slab coming off the side of it, and we're going to then follow that up and place down 8 dark oak with upside down stair, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall, and we want to go and then place down a row of dark oak with stairs going back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're going to then place down another mossy cobblestone wall, and after that another dark oak with upside down stair, and then 2 more mossy cobblestone walls after that, followed by a zombie head coming off the side of that green terracotta block. Once we have that all complete there, we want to go ahead and then go to the sides here. We're going to count back 1, 2, 3, and our 4th stair back. So again, 1, 2, 3, so our 4th stair back. We're going to then skip a space out to the side here, and we want to go ahead and then place down a row 2 of dark oak with trapdoors. Notice that they are on the top portion of the block here and not on the bottom portion, like so. We then want to go ahead and go back from those top slabs, or those trapdoors, with 2 dark oak with top slabs. After that, 2 dark oak with upside down stairs, facing that direction there, and then 2 green terracotta blocks coming off the backs there of those stairs. We can go and then delete any placeholder blocks as they will not be needed any further. And going ahead and taking a look at it from above here, this is what we should have for our first layer, layer number 2 for the build. Obviously, make sure we take what we did on the right side of the fuselage there and copy it over to the left side, and this will be basically what you should have here for this layer. Anyways, that right there is going to do it for layer number 2 for the build, and with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 1. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our next layer, we'll be going ahead and moving into layer 1. Now layer 1 here for this layer, we'll be going ahead and building this all together, both sides, as there is some asymmetry with the details here on the bottom, and obviously we're going to talk about those a little bit more in detail. To go ahead and get started with though, we're going to be going ahead and going to the bottom of this front here, and we're going to go back to the second row 3 green terracotta. We're going to place down a dark oak with top slab on the bottom there, and then we're going to place down a zombie head coming off both sides of that top slab. After that, we're going to then place down a row of 3 of dark oak with top slabs going across the bottom there. Once we have that done, we're going to skip a space back, place down 1 and 2 dark oak with slabs, and then dark oak with trapdoor, and that's going to be on the left side and the left side only. From that point there, next to this trapdoor, we're going to place down a lever, and we're going to make sure we have it flicked facing toward the rear of the aircraft. Once we have that complete, we're going to go and then skip a space, and we're going to then place down a dark oak wood trapdoor here to both sides. So we're going to basically skip a space back from this dark oak wood trapdoor, or basically from the lever, and then dark oak wood trapdoor on both sides. And on the sides of those trapdoors, we're going to place down dark oak wood signs by crouching. Once we have that done, we want to go and then take our just a placeholder block, so any block that you can easily delete later, tell apart from the rest of your structure. We're going to go and basically skip a space back from this right here. We're going to place down a placeholder block here on both sides, and we're going to place down a zombie head coming off the side of that block. We can go and then delete those 2 blocks, and we have those zombie heads there floating like so. After that, we want to go and then grab ourselves a dark oak wood slab, and we're going to go ahead and placing down a dark oak wood slab, which is going to be right on this green terracotta block right here. So right where this dark oak wood stair is, top slab on the bottom there, and again that's going to be on the left side and left side only. From that point there, we want to go and then go back to this section here. We have the zombie heads on both sides of that row 3 green terracotta, and we're going to go to the middle green terracotta block and place down a lever on the bottom there facing toward the rear. Once we get to this point, for both the landed and in-flight version here, we're going to have a birchwood fence gate on the back here, and we're going to have it opened up toward the rear. After that, we're going to place down a block of coal coming off the fence gate with a birchwood sign to both sides of the fence gate. Right here, you do have two options of what you guys can do. So if you are building this in the in-flight position, we can go ahead and grab ourselves an item frame wherever they are located. There we go. And also some white stained glass panes. And we can go ahead and place down a item frame here on the side of the block of coal and a white stained glass pane in the item frame like that to go and make our wheel here on the back. However, if you are kind of familiar with my tutorial somewhat, if you are building this landed, you can go ahead and do the banner technique, which I think looks a little bit better in my opinion. And very simply, all we're making here is a banner that's a white banner with a black border that goes around and then just a black stripe that goes through the center. We can go ahead and place down a banner like this on both sides here, and you get kind of a nicer look for the wheel, at least in my opinion there. And so you have two options there of what you can do. The banners here will only work on the landed version, so just make sure you take that into account, obviously, because the banner does kind of go down a block like that. So it works perfect for the landed one, but if you are building the in-flight version, that will not work for this. But lastly, once we have that all complete, the last thing for us to do here is to be going ahead and going to the bottom here, and we're going to be going to basically building these banners here. Now, real simple, all this banner is we took a white banner, and I went ahead and did the red stripes through it using red dye, and then I did a white banner or white border that goes all the way around it. Pretty straightforward banner, there's nothing too really complex about it. We're going to go and go to the bottom here, and we're going to place down an item frame on these two green terracotta blocks on both sides of this blue concrete block. We're going to place down the banner here in the item frame, and we're going to rotate it around so that the banner is facing toward the blue concrete like this on both sides. This is basically for the National Star Insignia, which is on all U.S. military aircraft. And it's kind of on a small version of it printed here on the bottom of the fuselage. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 1 for the build. And with that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 3. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our next layer, we'll be going ahead and moving into layer number 3. For layer 3, we're going to be going ahead and going back to the half on camera, half off. But anyways, to go ahead and get started with this, we're going to be going ahead and start off by going ahead and going to the front here. We're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of this dark liquid top slab here. And we want to go ahead and place down a dark liquid upside down stair coming off that green block going forward like that for the front center. Going ahead and going to the rear here, we're going to place down green terracotta, mossy cobblestone wall on top of this one right here. And we want to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, and 3 green terracotta blocks going forward toward the front there of the aircraft. And that right there is going to complete your center line for both the forward and aft sections of the aircraft. Going ahead and moving to the sides here of this green terracotta block, we're going to place down one more to the sides here, and then a dark liquid stair coming off a dark liquid corner stair upside down coming off that stair like that. An item frame coming off the corner stair, and then a snowball in the item frame like that for the front lights here on the front of the nose. Once we have that done, we're going to then place down a dark liquid upside down stair coming off that green terracotta block there to the side. Going back from that green terracotta block, we're going to place down 2 more blocks back in item frame, which is going to be on the side of this second green terracotta block with a birchwood sign over it. And in that item frame, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a blue concrete block. Now, if you are on console versions, or just Bedrock in general, you can't place a sign over this, so your best next thing for you to do is just to go ahead and disregard the sign. But if you're on Java, you can put the two entities in one space. So just a heads up there for you guys. Now we're here when we get to this point, there is a difference here. So on the left side, we're going to place down 2 dark liquid stairs back to back, and on the inside here, we're going to place down 2 black concrete blocks to fill in the gaps that those stairs leave. Over here on the right side, we're just going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks. So there is a difference there on both sides, so just make sure that both sides are different from each other. We then want to go ahead and from both sides now, so whether it's from the stair or the green terracotta, we're going to go ahead and go back a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 green terracotta blocks back. Now once we get to this point, again, we do have a difference here on both sides. Just like we did for the front there, we're going to have 2 dark liquid stairs back to back over here on the left side with black concrete blocks behind those. Over here on the right side, however, we're going to go ahead and just place down 2 green terracotta blocks going back like so. Once we get to this point here, we're going to go ahead and then go back from the stairs, 2 mossy cobblestone walls, and over here from the green terracotta blocks, 2 mossy cobblestone walls back on both sides. On the insides here, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 green terracotta blocks coming off those 2 mossy cobblestone walls, and then 1 more additional green terracotta block, so you have a row of 3. And then we're just going to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls to the rear there to go ahead and finish that off. We're going to go then work on our kind of landing gear pods to the sides here. And to go ahead and get started with this, we're going to be going ahead and counting back 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 blocks back from that dark oak wood stair. Actually, sorry, it's going to be our 6th block back, and we're going to then place down a dark oak wood top slab. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our 6th green terracotta block back. We're going to place a dark oak wood top slab, and then a second one back from it. So you have the 2 like that. After that, coming off these 2 top slabs, we're going to place down 1 and 2 green terracotta blocks, 1 and 2 to the side here, and then a narrow 2 going back like that. Followed by 2 dark oak wood slabs, and then 2 dark oak wood trapdoors like that on the end. Once we have that done, also in the front here, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood top slabs, coming off those 2 green terracotta blocks just like that. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to wrap it up for this layer. Here's what this layer will look like from up above. And with that, that is going to complete layer number 3. And with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 4. Alright guys, going ahead and move into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a green terracotta block, which is going to be going ahead and going on top of this dark oak wood upside down stair in the center, and we're going to go ahead and then just place down a mossy cobblestone wall coming off that block toward the front. Going ahead and go into the rear here, we're going to go ahead and place down a smooth quartz block on top of this mossy cobblestone wall, and we're going to go then place down 2 more blocks going forward, and then a top slab going back with an iron trapdoor coming off that top slab. Once we have that done, going ahead and going back up to the front here, again we have our center line done, and we're going to start working our way out to the sides. Now for this to go ahead and get started with, we're going to go and place down a green terracotta block here next to this one, and then a mossy cobblestone wall. We're going to then place down a narrow brick wall coming off this row of 3 green terracotta, and then going back from that, we're going to place down a black stained glass block, and then 1 and 2 smooth quartz blocks back like that. Now right here you do have a difference in both sides here. So over here on the left side, you're going to place down 2 white shulker boxes on their sides like so. And then over here on the right side, we're going to place down 2 smooth quartz blocks like that. So there's a difference there. Just make sure that both sides are good to go. We then want to place down a smooth quartz block on both sides here. And then over here on the left side, there's going to be a dark oak wood button coming off that smooth quartz block. We're going to then place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 smooth quartz blocks back. Over here on the left side, on that third one, we're going to place down a dark oak wood button. And then on both sides here, on top of those dark oak wood top slabs, we're going to place down 2 green carpets. That'll be the same there for both sides. After that, we're going to then take our smooth quartz and going back from both sides here, 1, 2, 3, and 4 smooth quartz blocks back. Same thing again right here. Over here on the left side, we're going to have 2 shulker boxes on their sides like so, on top of those dark oak wood back-to-back stairs. And then over here on the right side, we're going to go ahead and just place down 2 smooth quartz blocks like that going back. On both sides now, we're going to take our diorite walls, and we're going to place down 2 diorite walls going back from those blocks. And on the inside here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 smooth quartz blocks, and then 1, 2, and 3 diorite walls going back like so. After that, going ahead and going back up here to our pods, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood slabs here on top of those 2 green terracotta blocks, 2 green terracotta blocks here, and then 2 dark oak wood slabs here on the front. We then want to go and go to the sides here. We're going to place down an item frame. In that item frame, we want to go and place down a red stained glass block in the item frame, and then dark oak wood sign over it if you do have the ability to do so. And once we have that done, that is going to basically wrap that up for both sides here, and with that, that is going to complete what we have there for layer number 4 for the build. Here's what it should look like from up above so far, and with that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we'll be going ahead and taking our dark oak wood stair. We're going to place down a dark oak wood stair here on top of this green terracotta block here in the very front, and that's going to do it for our front center. Moving to the rear here, we're going to go on top of this smooth quartz block we placed in the previous layer. We're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of it, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 green terracotta blocks back in total, and then 2 dark oak wood top slabs to finish that off. After that's done, going ahead and going back up to the front here, we're going to start working our way out to the sides. Now the sides here are pretty different from each other, so we're going to go ahead and basically do them kind of separately. So the left side here to begin with, we're going to be going ahead and going off this dark oak wood stair. We're going to place down a dark oak wood corner stair. Going back from the corner stair, we're going to place down a black stained glass block. On top of this narrow brick wall, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull at an angle like so, and then a narrow brick stair come off the side here of this black stained glass block. We want to go ahead and then place down 2 green terracotta blocks going back from this narrow brick stair, a dark oak wood button, a birch wood button, item frames behind those buttons, and then some iron bars in those item frames. If you do not have access to the ability to put the buttons in the same block space as the item frames, then go ahead and just do the item frames. After that, we're going to place down 2 green shulker boxes on their sides on top of these 2 white ones, a green terracotta block, a black stained glass block, a green terracotta block, 2 dark oak wood slabs, and behind those slabs 2 black stained glass blocks, followed by 2 green terracotta blocks after those slabs, a black stained glass block, 2 shulker boxes on their sides, 3 mossy cobblestone walls back from that shulker boxes. On the inside here of those walls, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 green terracotta blocks, then 1, 2, 3 mossy cobblestone walls, a dark oak wood stair, and then 2 mossy cobblestone walls back. After we have that done, now we're going to go ahead and building our right side. So as I mentioned here, our right side is going to be different from what we did on the other side here. So to begin with, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a dark oak corner stair coming off this stair here. And we want to go ahead and place down a wither skeleton skull at a 45 degree angle on top of that narrow brick wall. We're going to go back from the skull with a narrow brick stair, and then a black stained glass block here right behind that stair like so. And we can place down a black stained glass block here in the middle space there as well, though it doesn't really matter too much. We're going to then take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a green terracotta block back, followed by a second one, and we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side here. So our 2 item frames, and then in those item frames, 2 iron bars, and we want to go ahead and take our dark oak wood buttons and also our birch wood buttons and place them on the sides here if we are able to. So just like that. And then once we get to this point here, we want to go ahead and then place down a green terracotta block. So a third one back. We're going to then place down a black stained glass block, a green terracotta block, black stained glass, green terracotta block, 2 dark oak wood slabs. On the inside here, those slabs are going to place down 2 black stained glass blocks, 2 green terracotta blocks, a black stained glass block, green terracotta block, and a black stained glass block, like that, going along the side there. So as you can see here, basically the windows here are going to be your main difference here for this layer. So just make sure you're paying attention to those and transferring them over properly. Once we get to this point here, come off this black stained glass block, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 mossy cobblestone walls back. On the inside here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 green terracotta blocks back, and then 1, 2, 3 mossy cobblestone walls back, a dark oak wood stair, and then 2 mossy cobblestone walls after that dark oak wood stair. So same thing there for both sides on the rear there, but for the kind of center fuselage section, make sure you do transfer over the 2 sides as they are. Now once we have this done on both sides here on top of this green terracotta block here, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides like so on top of our pods. And with that all done, that's going to basically do it for this layer. Here's what it should look like from up above. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 6. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our next layer, we go ahead and move into layer number 6. For layer 6 to go ahead and get started here for our center line, we're going to go on top of this black stained glass block that's on top of this, or behind the dark oak stairs. So this one right here, we're going to place down a black stained glass block on top of it, a dark oak wood button coming off the side facing toward the front, and then a second black stained glass block directly behind that one. So you have the 2 like that. Once that's done, we're going to go to the back here. We're going to go to this green terracotta block. On top of it, we're going to place down 1 block, followed by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 back, just like that. Once we have that all done, going ahead and going back up to the front here, we're going to start working our way out to the sides. Like we did before, we're going to go and cover both sides kind of individually, as both sides are kind of different from each other. To begin with, over here on the left side, we're going to go ahead and placing down 2 black stained glass blocks coming off these blocks like so. We're going to go then place down a green stained glass pane, a black stained glass pane, black stained glass block, and a dark oak button coming off the side of that black stained glass block. We're going to place down 2 green shulker boxes on their side, a green terracotta block with a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off of it, a dark oak wood top slab over this black stained glass block, another green terracotta block with a dark oak wood sign on the side, or dark oak wood trapdoor, sorry. We're going to then place down 2 dark oak wood top slabs back, and then a black stained glass block on the sides here, these 2 top slabs on the inside. We're going to then place down 2 green terracotta blocks again, another dark oak wood top slab over this black stained glass block, and a black stained glass block on the inside here of that slab. We then want to place down 2 shulker boxes on their sides, followed by 3 mossy cobblestone walls that go back, On the inside here, those mossy cobblestone walls, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 shulker boxes, or sorry, green terracotta blocks back, and then 4 mossy cobblestone walls back as well from that. And that's going to finish off our left side. Over here for our right side, it's going to be kind of a similar type of process. To begin with, we'll be going ahead and taking our black stained glass. We're going to place down 2 right here. We then want to go and place down a green stained glass pane to the right side here, followed by a black stained glass pane back, and a black stained glass block. We then want to place down a green terracotta block, a darker wood top slab, and a black stained glass block directly on the side of that slab. After that, we're going to place down there a green terracotta block here, and we're going to go then place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on the side of this green terracotta block like that. We're going to place down a dark oak wood top slab over this black stained glass block. And on the inside here, we're going to place down there a black stained glass block like that, coming off the top slab. Once that's done, we're going to then place down another green terracotta block, a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off the side of this block, and we want to go and then take our dark oak top slabs and go back 1 and 2 top slabs, and then 1 and 2 black stained glass blocks. After that, we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks, a dark oak top slab, and then a black stained glass block on the inside here. We're going to place down there a green terracotta block, a dark oak top slab, and then another black stained glass block there on the inside there of the slab. After that, we want to go and then take our mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to place down 3 walls back from that slab, and then on the inside here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mossy cobblestone walls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 mossy cobblestone walls back like that to go and finish it off. Anyways, once we have that all done there, that's going to basically wrap up what we have for layer number 6, and we're going to go and take a look at it from up above here. This is what this layer should look like. Actually, one last thing I want to mention here is on top of this mossy cobblestone wall here, we're going to place down a block real quick. A zombie head coming off the side of the block on the inside here. We're going to go and then delete that block, and then place down a zombie head coming off the back of that one. So you have basically that design there for both sides, and this is what it should look like. Anyways, that right there is going to complete what we have there for layer number 6 for the build. And with that, let's go and move into layer number 7. Alright guys, go ahead and move it into our next layer. We have layer number 7. For layer 7 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a black stained glass pane on top of this one, this light gray stained glass block right here. And then we're going to place down a light gray stained glass, black stained glass block directly behind that glass pane. And then right there is going to be the front center. Go ahead and move into the rear here. On top of this green terracotta block in the back here, we're going to place down another green terracotta block, a mossy cobblestone wall coming off it toward the rear here, and then going forward, we're going to place down 2 more green terracotta blocks. We have a row 3 here in the back. We're going to go and then take our diorite walls, and we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to go and double check my count here to make sure I didn't mess up, and it is going to be 10 walls in total. We're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 smooth quartz blocks going toward the front. Also, from the previous layer, we will need to add 2 green terracotta blocks in these 2 diorite walls, as we didn't build enough of them. So just go ahead and make sure that you add those on so you don't have any gaps here or holes from the outside. After that, going ahead and moving back up to the front here, we're going to place down a black stained glass pane coming off the side of this one, and then a black stained glass block like that. Once we have that done, we're going to go and then place down a white stained glass pane to the side here, and then a black stained glass block going back from the pane. Now over here on the left side, we're going to be going ahead and placing down 2 of the white shulker boxes on their sides, with 2 dark oak wood buttons coming off of those. We then also want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood button on the side of this black stained glass block, and that's going to be the same thing there on both sides. And also from the previous layer, there should also be a dark oak wood button on the side of this black stained glass block, like on both sides like that. So just like that. So that's the left side there, and then on the right side here, we're just going to be going ahead and placing down a row of 1 and 2 of smooth quartz. Once we get to this point here, we're going to place down a smooth quartz stair to both sides, and then coming off that stair, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a birchwood sign. We're going to go then place down a smooth quartz block back, and then again a diorite wall to both sides, or both sides of the fuselage there, come off that block. After that, going ahead and working our way back, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 smooth quartz blocks back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to place down 1 and 2 dark oak quartz stairs, and then a smooth quartz slab. After that, we want to go and take our skeleton skulls. We're going to place down a skeleton skull here, and then a skeleton skull at a slight angle like that, kind of turning in like so. We then want to go ahead and go to this smooth quartz block here. We're going to place down a smooth quartz block to the side here, followed by a second and a third going forward. We then want to place down a smooth quartz stair like so, and then 1 and 2 slabs going toward the back here, 2 skeleton skulls like that, and a skeleton skull like that at a slight angle. And once you have that all complete there, that's going to basically wrap it up for this layer. Just going to double check, make sure I'm not missing everything, and everything seems to be good to go for this layer. So this is what it should look like from up above here, and with that, that's going to complete layer number 7. With that, let's move into layer number 8. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer. We're going ahead and moving into layer number 8. For layer 8 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a smooth quartz slab on top of this black stained glass block. We're going to go ahead and place down a smooth quartz stair back, a diorite wall. We're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 smooth quartz blocks back, a black concrete block, and then an iron bar. Underneath this iron bar, we will need to place down a smooth quartz block like so. Just to make sure that we have that gap filled in. Coming off the iron bar, we're going to place down a smooth quartz slab, diorite wall, smooth quartz block, and another diorite wall after that to go and finish it off. We're going to go then skip all the way back here on the second green terracotta block. We're going to place down a dark oak stair on top of it, and then 2 green terracotta blocks back from that stair like so. Going ahead and going back up to the front here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a daylight detector coming off the side of this smooth quartz slab. Going off the side of the smooth quartz stair, we're going to place down a smooth quartz stair like so. And we're going to then place down a row 2 of black concrete going back, a smooth quartz block, black concrete, another brick stair, black concrete, and then 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz blocks back, and a smooth quartz stair like that. We then want to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull, which is going to be at a slight angle, or actually sorry, 45-degree angle like that between the stair and the slab. After that, we want to go ahead and place down a diorite wall on the side here of the smooth quartz block. Once we have that done, we're going to then work our way out to the sides even further. We're going to place down a daylight detector here on top of that block. We're going to go back from it with a smooth quartz stair, a blue concrete block, a TNT block, black concrete, iron bar, black concrete, then a second and a third black concrete block, and then a polished black stone wall like that all along the side there. And that's going to be the same thing there to both sides. Also on the side of this blue concrete block, we also want to place down a birchwood button, just like that. And with that all complete there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have there for layer number 8 for the build. And with that, we're going to go and move into our next layer, layer number 9. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we're going ahead and moving into layer number 9. So for layer 9, to go ahead and get started with here, we want to go and start off by going ahead and placing down a daylight detector on top of this wall right here. We're going to go then make sure that our wall is, or after that wall, or that daylight detector, we're going to place down a iron trap door. Now, one thing we can use here is a debug stick, which is going to be perfect for making sure we close it. One of the problems is that since we are using a daylight detector and it is currently day mode, it is going to obviously power that iron trap door. To go ahead and fix that, we can go and very simply use a debug stick and basically change this iron trap door here to a closed state. Now this daylight detector here, you can also turn to night mode if you do not have access to a debug stick. Either way, those are 2 options for you. We're going to then place down 2 smooth quartz blocks back, a polished black stone brick block, an anvil, 2 smooth quartz blocks back, another polished black stone brick block, smooth quartz upside down stair on top of that iron bar there, and then a smooth quartz slab on top of this smooth quartz block there in the center. Moving back to the tail here, on top of this green terracotta block here, and place down a dark stair, another green terracotta block back, and then a mossy cobblestone block with that green terracotta block. To the side here of the block, we're going to place down a stone brick wall, black concrete block, and a stone button coming off the black concrete block like that. Coming off that to the left side and the left side only. We'll come back to that here in a second. We then want to go and go back up here to the front. We're going to work our way out to the sides here again by using a daylight detector. And we want to go then place down 1, 2, and 3 smooth quartz blocks, or smooth quartz slabs back, followed by a smooth quartz stair, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 smooth quartz full blocks. Or sorry, it's just going to be 3 smooth quartz full blocks, followed by a smooth quartz upside down stair like that, and then a skeleton skull coming off the side here of the stair like that. Once we have that all done there, we're going to then place down a skeleton skull on top of this TNT block, followed by a row of 5 of wither skeleton skulls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to go ahead and place down their skeleton skull here, like that. So it should look like that along the side there. We're going to also place down white carpet on top of this blue concrete block. And then right here you have 2 options. You can go and use a skeleton skull here, and then an end rod coming off it like that for that design there. Or if you have access to a debug stick, we can go ahead, instead of using a skeleton skull, we can actually use a lever. And to do this, very simply, we're going to place a block to the side here, the lever on the side of the block, and then we're going to go and use our debug stick. And we're going to change the selection from the face, wall, to floor. We can go ahead and then change the direction. And for me, this is going to have the lever facing north. And that'll connect up there to the end rod. We can go and delete any block we use to place that lever. And we can do that to both sides there and create kind of a cool design there for those 2 like little antenna that pop off. Anyways, that right there is going to complete what we have there for layer 9 for the aircraft. And one thing I do want to cover also is to go and do the tail rotor. Now the tail rotor here is pretty simple. We're going to need iron trapdoors, some polished black stone slabs, some brick slabs, some brick walls, and some polished black stone walls as well. Now to go ahead and do this, we're going to go and start off by going ahead and go into this black concrete block. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor to both sides here. We're going to go down from the iron trapdoors and then out to the side here with a top slab. So like that to both sides. And we're going to go then drop down from this top slab, and we're going to place down a brick slab like that. Same thing over here, just like that. Once we have that done, we're going to then go up from this black concrete block, or actually up from the iron trapdoors really, and we're going to place down a end rod like that to both sides. We then also want to go ahead and grab ourselves some black stone stairs and also some brick stairs, and we're going to go up from the end rods here with an upside down polished black stone stair to both sides here, and then a brick stair on the tops of those stairs like that. After that, go ahead and go into the bottom here. We're going to go ahead and place down an end rod that goes down. We're going to then place down a black stone wall and then a brick wall like that. And that there's going to basically make your tail rotor, and that's really all you need to do for that. And that right there is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 9 for the build. And with that, we're going to move into our final layers here, which we're going to cover basically just doing the tail section there and all that. So with that, let's go ahead and move into layers 10 through 11. Alright guys, so we're actually only doing layers 9 and 10. I thought that this kind of tail or horizontal stabilizer for the tail went up a little higher, but actually it does not. It's actually part of layer 9, so we're just kind of going to add on to layer 9 here, and basically layers 9 and 10 really is what we're working on at this point. But anyways, for the tail here, we're going to go to this green terracotta block. We're going to place down a lever like so. We then want to place down a dark oak top slab on this green terracotta block directly above it, and then a dark oak upside down stair coming off that top slab. We then want to go ahead and place down a row of, what is going to be it's going to be a row of 1, 2, 3, yeah, so 3 dark oak top slabs coming off it. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 dark oak trapdoors along the back here. We're going to take green carpet on top of all the dark oak top slabs and dark oak trapdoors. We're just going to place down green carpet on top. Lastly, for the tail here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of this one here, and then a dark oak slab that goes back from it like that. And that's really all you need to do there for the tail, and that right there is going to basically wrap the tail up and all that stuff. And with that, that's going to pretty much complete the main fuselage here for the VH-3D. And at this point here, we're going to go and basically move into the rotors. So at this point, there will be basically the video, if you haven't already noticed already, is that the video is kind of divided in chapters or sections by looking at the time code bar. You can go and skip ahead to the landed rotors or the in-flight rotors, depending on what you are building. We're going to go ahead and start off with the in-flight rotors, and then doing the landed rotors, and then also landing gear at the end. So skip ahead to whatever section you need and whatever version of this helicopter you are building, and we're going to now move into the in-flight rotors. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into the first set of rotors, the in-flight ones. For the in-flight rotors here, we'll be going ahead and placing down a stone brick wall, which is going to go ahead and go on top of this anvil. We then want to place down a polished black stone wall to both sides of the, or all 4 sides of the anvil, or not the anvil, but the stone brick wall. And we're going to go ahead and place down wither skeleton skulls here in the corners, like so. After that, on the very center stone brick wall, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab that goes up, a dark oak trapdoor on each one of these polished black stone walls, and then a green carpet on top of these wither skeleton skulls, just like that. After we have that all done, we're going to basically start working on each of our individual blades. Alright guys, so our first blade here is going to be sticking out directly out of the front here. Now you can orientate these blades however you guys want, however we're just building it exactly how I did for this one. The thing that kind of sucks here is each one of these blades is kind of different from each other, so it makes it a lot more fun that we have to do each blade kind of individually. But that's part of getting a extremely detailed and accurate model, I suppose. To begin with though, we'll be going ahead and go into this wall. We're going to place down 2 polished andesite top slabs going forward. We're going to go then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 of these polished blackstone top slabs forward, and then a birchwood top slab on the end here. We then want to place down a birch top slab at the side here, and we're going to then go back 1, 2, 3, 4 polished blackstone, 5 polished blackstone top slabs, and then we're going to go and then drop it down to a polished blackstone slab. We're going to place the 1 slab here, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, going back like that, and that's going to do it for your first blade. Our next blade here is going to go ahead and go to this polished blackstone wall here, so basically to the left side now. We're going to place down 2 polished andesite top slabs at the side here, followed by 2 polished blackstone top slabs. Then coming down from those top slabs, we're going to place down 2 slabs that are facing toward the rear. Very important here, make sure that these are facing toward the rear of the aircraft. We then want to go ahead and go forward and out to the side here for a polished blackstone top slab, and this right here is going to turn into a row of 4. Like we did before, we're going to go ahead and take our slabs, we're going to do a row of 4 half slabs next to those top slabs. We're going to then go from this top slab out to the side here. We're kind of forward and out to the side. We're going to place down this slab like this and then turn this into a row of 4 top slabs as well. We're going to go and do the same thing for our slabs here. However, this time we're going to go and do 3 slabs and then a top slab. We then want to place down a top slab that is going to actually come off this one. So we're going to go and place down additional 1, 2, 3, 4, and then come off those last 4 we just placed. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here, we're going to place down a slab here, 1 slab forward, and then 2 of these birchwood slabs like that. And that's going to do it there for that one out to the side. For this back section here, we're going to go ahead and start off by placing down a polished andesite top slab coming off this wither skeleton skull, and then a second one back. We then want to go ahead and go to the side here for a top slab like so. We're going to go and then drop it down to a slab. We want to go and then go to the side here of 2 top slabs, and again 2 slabs right next to it. We're going to go and then do 1 top slab, 1 slab, followed by 2 top slabs, and 2 slabs. When we get to this point here, we're going to go ahead and then do a another top slab, another slab, and then we're going to then do a top slab here, or sorry, two top slabs, 2 slabs, and this right here is going to extend to 1 more top slab, 1 top slab to the side here, and we want to go and then do what is going to be a row going back from this one of 1, 2, and on the inside here 1, 2. We're going to then go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2 like that. And that right there is going to basically make that blade going back at an angle there, just like that. And again, here's a bit of an overview for it if you do need it. Going ahead and go into this one here. We're going to be going ahead and take our polished andesite top slabs. We're going to place down 2 coming off this wither skeleton skull. We're going to then go out to the side here with a slab, or a top slab, and then we're going to place down a slab coming off of it. We're going to then go with 2 top slabs, 2 slabs, 1 top slab, 2 slabs, 1 slab. We're going to then go 2 top slabs, 2 slabs, 1 top slab, 1 slab. We're going to go ahead and then do 2 top slabs, 2 slabs. At this point right here, we're going to then do 2 top slabs like that. Then we want to go and do 2 rows of 2 of top slabs out to the side here. 1 row 1, and then again we're going to go and do 1, 2 top slabs, 1, 2, and we're going to go and then do 2 birchwood top slabs like that on the end there. And that's going to do it there for this blade that runs over here on the right side. Once we have that complete, actually one quick thing I do want to do to alter this is we're actually going to go to this end of this left one here. We're going to place down a dark or a polished blackstone top slab here and delete this one right next to it. And that will actually help the flow a little bit better there, as it should look like that on both sides. But anyways, that's what it looks like for so far. Anyways, go ahead and go to this section, and for the last blade, we're going to place down two polished andesite top slabs to the side here. We then want to place down two polished blackstone top slabs, and we're going to then place down two slabs, and this is very important. These are going to be facing toward the front like so. We're going to come off of these with two top slabs, four top slabs, four slabs, four top slabs, and then this is going to be the same thing on the that we did on the other side, so three slabs and then one top slab. Now coming off this top slab here, we're going to go ahead and place down additional 1, 2, 3, and 4 back, and come off those four slabs there, we're going to place down 4 more toward the front. After we have that done, we then want to go ahead and place down a top slab, so 2 top slabs here going forward, and then we're going to place down 2 birchwood slabs just like that. And once we have that all finished there, that's going to basically do it for that, and that will pretty much wrap up what we have there going on for basically our props here, or basically our rotors here for the in-flight version. And with that, that's going to complete our in-flight version for the VH-3D, and with that, we'll go ahead and move into the modifications to go ahead and turn it into a landed one. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into building the landed rotors configuration for this aircraft. For us to go ahead and get started with here, we'll be going ahead and starting by going to this point here. We're going to go ahead and place down a stone brick wall on top of this anvil, and we're going to go ahead and place down a polished blackstone wall to all 4 sides. In the spaces here between the walls, we're going to place down wither skeleton skulls like that, coming off those walls like so. On top here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab, a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off all 4 sides of the slab, and then in the corners here, we're going to place down green carpet like that all the way around. Now, once we get to this point here, we're going to go and start building our individual blades. Now, the blades here are definitely going to be a little bit more complex compared to the in-flight version. These ones have a little bit of curvature to them and are a little bit more trickier, obviously, as you can probably imagine. So, for us to go ahead and get started here, the first thing we want to do is we'll be going ahead and doing our first blade. We're going to place down 2 polished andesite top slabs going forward, and then we're going to do a row of 4 of polished blackstone top slabs going forward as well. And we're going to do a row of 4 of polished blackstone slabs right alongside of them like that. We then want to go ahead and drop down from these top slabs, and we're going to place down slabs on this row. So we have 1, and this is going to be a row of, in total, 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And right alongside it, we're going to drop down a row from the slabs, the regular half slabs, 2 top slabs, and this is going to be a row of 6 along the side there as well. Now, once we get to this point here, we're going to place down 2 rows of 4 of top slabs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. On top of these ones right here, we're going to place down 1 and 2 dark oak trapdoors, 1 and 2. And then again, going toward the front here, we just want to go ahead and place down 2, the 2 top slabs like that. Or actually, rather, those are half slabs. And then 2 birchwood half slabs coming off of that. So that's going to do it for our first blade here in the front, and as you can see, it has that weighted look, so the rotors are kind of drooping down as they would, and with gravity and all that. Anyways, let's move into our next blade. So our next blade here, we're going to go and work our way to the left side. We're going to go and start off by placing down 2 polished andesite top slabs. So just like that. We then want to go and place down a row of 2 polished blackstone top slabs, and we're going to drop down with 2 polished blackstone slabs. We're going to then go forward, so 2 polished blackstone top slabs, then 2 slabs directly behind those. We then want to go ahead and continue on doing this by going ahead and placing down a slab that goes down, so it's going to be 1, and then 2 like that. And then same thing along the side here, you're going to drop down, it's going to be 1 and 2. Now once we get to that point, we then want to go ahead and go off of this slab here, and we're going to go ahead and go 1 forward, and this is going to be a row of 4, and then we're going to have this row kind of below it, just like that, going out to the side there as well. We're going to go then take our slabs, we're going to go and go off of this one, go forward an angle, we're going to go and do 2 rows of 4, And we're going to place down dark oak trapdoors on top of the first two, like that. We then want to go ahead and place down a slab that drops down from this one. And we're going to have a row 2 that kind of goes forward. And then 2 birchwood slabs there on the end there. And that's going to do it for that blade. Our next blade going back here is going to be 2 polished andesite top slabs, like so. We then want to go ahead and place down a polished blackstone slab and then a polished blackstone top slab after that. From that point there, we're going to go ahead and place down a slab, 2 slabs here, and then 2 top slabs, like that. We're going to go ahead and place down an air slab here, and an air top slab coming off that slab. When we get to this point here, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 slabs, or sorry, 1 and 2 slabs like this, and 1 like that going back. And we want to go ahead and drop down 1 here in this corner space. That is going to be a top slab. After that, we want to go ahead and place down a top slab here, slab like that. We're going to go ahead and place down a row of 2 top slabs, 2 slabs like that to the side. And we want to go ahead and do that one more time. So it's going to be a top slab here and a slab there. Once we get to this point here, we're just going to place down 2 rows of 2 of top slabs, and we're going to have dark oak trapdoors on top of those rows. We're going to go then go back from those rows with another row of 2 like this, followed by a second row of 2. And we then want to go ahead and drop down to a slab. We're going to place down a slab right here, 1 out to the side, and then 2 birchwood slabs coming off that slab like that. And that right there is going to do it for this blade. Again, as you can see, it's angled, going downwards. Next one here, we're going to go to this side here. We're going to place down 2 polished andesite top slabs. We're going to go ahead and go back from this one at an angle, polished blackstone slab, a snare slab like that. We then want to go and go forward with 2 top slabs, then 2 slabs. We're going to then place down a top slab and a slab. We're going to go ahead and go off of this slab with 1 and 2 slabs, and then we're going to drop down from those 2 slabs. We're going to place down 2 top slabs. We then want to place down a top slab that goes out like this at an angle, and a slab right there. We're going to go and then do the same thing again here, but with 2. So you have 2 slabs, or 2 top slabs, and then 2 slabs. We're going to go and then place down another top slab, another slab. And we want to go and then do 1, 2 top slabs, 1, 2 dark oak with trapdoors on top of those 2. We're going to go ahead and do 1, 2 top slabs, like that. And this right here is going to be 1, 2 top slabs. And actually, sorry, it's going to be 2 top slabs like this. Then it's going to be 2 top slabs like that. Then it's going to drop down 2 half slabs. So we're going to have 2 half slabs like so. And then 2 birchwood top slabs like that. And over here, we're going to make one simple change. We're going to go ahead and place down a polished blackstone slab, or polished blackstone top slab that's going to be, or half slab right here. And we're going to go ahead and then, actually, sorry, no, my bad. We're going to go ahead and place down, keep it how it was, so like this, and then we're going to place down 1 slab out to the side here, and then delete this one, and then we're going to go and move a birchwood slab out to the side. So it should look like this here on this side over here. So that's going to be like that for both sides. After that, our last blade we have to do here. We're going to go to this wall right here. We're going to place down 1, 2 top slabs here to the side. We're going to place down 2 polished blackstone top slabs. We're going to go and then drop down from this 2 slabs. We then want to place down 2 top slabs like so, followed by again 2 slabs. This right here is going to turn into a row of 4 slabs and then 2 behind it. Actually, this is going to be 2 slabs like this, so it's going to look like this, and it's going to drop down to 2 top slabs like that. Once we have that done, we want to go and then place down a row of 4 here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 top slabs, and we're going to have 4 slabs right here, right alongside them. Now once we get to this point here, we want to go and then place down a row of, coming off this one, of 1, 2, 3, and 4 slabs, and then we're going to go and do 1, 2, 3, 4 slabs here. On top of the first 2 rows here of 2, we're going to place down dark oak with trapdoors. And then on the very tip here, we're going to drop down from this, the dark oak wood top slab. We're going to have it go forward, top slab back like that, and then 2 birchwood top slabs come off those 2 like that. And once we have that all done there, that's going to do it for our weighted rotors. As we take a look at it here from the different angles, you can see here that the rotors kind of droop downwards as they would with the engine pretty much off. So that's pretty much it for those. And with that, the last thing we have here for the landing version is to go ahead and basically put the landing gear on. So with that, let's go ahead and move into the landing gear. Alright guys, so moving into the landing gear. Landing gear is super simple to add on. All we're going to do here is we're going to be going ahead and going to the bottom of this section here. We're going to go to this green terracotta block and replace down a diorite wall. Coming off the bottom of that diorite wall, we're going to place down a smooth quartz top slab, a block of coal to both sides of that top slab, and then the white banner design on both sides like this. So depending on what you use for the back wheel here, if you use the item frame and the white, basically the white stained glass paint in it, you can go and do the same technique up here. But if you did use the white banner technique, you can also do the same thing for this wheel up here on both sides. I do recommend it as it does look the best for the landed version. And then the last thing we need to do here for this wheel design is to go and place down birchwood fence gates here to both sides of this wall, opened up toward it, and a birchwood sign there on the center like that. And that right there will pretty much complete your wheel design. You're going to take that same thing, flip it over to the other side, and you'll be pretty much good to go, and you'll have the landed version here for the VH-3D Sea King. Anyways, this right here is going to complete my tutorial for both the landed and in-flight versions for the VH-3D Sea King, or also known as Marine 1 in that color scheme. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put to good use. If you do using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for this. Can be anything from a silent build, link to my channel, or this video if this does appear on any social media sites. As always, you guys give me proper credit for the build. You're free to use it for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Again, the big special thanks to Patreon supporter The Grand Pope for making this tutorial possible, and feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett204, and I'll see you guys next time.